Kevin Phillips Bong.
Another sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Naught. Naught. Naught.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Another sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Slate, you silly. Slate, you silly.
Are you at all disappointed with this performance?
A very brave Kevin Phillips Bong there.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Slate, you silly.
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 Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Another sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Naught. Naught. Naught.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Another sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Slate, you silly. Slate, you silly.
Are you at all disappointed with this performance?
A very brave Kevin Phillips Bong there.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Slate, you silly.
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 Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Another sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Naught. Naught. Naught.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Tell him Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Another sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong. Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Slate, you silly. Slate, you silly.
Are you at all disappointed with this performance?
A very brave Kevin.
It's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told her. Don't just sit around and complain. Do something. So, if they lie about her, and they will, we've got to do something. If we see a bad poll, and we will, we got to put down that phone and do something. If we start feeling tired, if we start feeling that dread creeping back in, we got to pick ourselves up, throw water on our face, and what? It's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told.
What about now? Hi, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the end of democracy. No. We will have no naysaying here, because I believe in America. And I think our better days are still ahead of us. Thank you for tuning in tonight. First things first, this is not a baseball stream. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of baseball streams recently because your Los Angeles Dodgers, or should I say, your world champion Los Angeles Dodgers, have been dominating a lot of my viewing time and stuff. And it has been really wonderful getting to share the experience with so many of you. But tonight we're here to talk about something even bigger, and that is democracy. Not just democracy, American democracy. And it seems like it might be in danger right now a little bit, just skosh, as the kids like to say. And so if you're like me and you're watching these things play out, two things. Number one, it's okay to be worried, I think. No matter what side you're on, no matter who you're rooting for, I think basically what we've come to see is that 50.5% of the nation is going to be very happy, and 49.5% of the nation is going to be very sad. And I don't know how we bridge that. I'm hopeful, and this is just my own personal opinion. You may not share it. But I'm hopeful that the 50.5% are the people who are kind of like working for, rights and liberty and the ability to vote, the ability to choose our own representatives, the ability for a woman to have control over her own body, things like that I find to be personally very important. It may not turn out that way, in which case we'll have a whole nother set of podcasts about what to do, and we'll kind of try to figure out what to do from there. But for now, I think there's still time, obviously. The future is not set, and the future is going to depend on the actions that viewers like you and viewers like me, the actions that we take in these last few final days of the election. Now, it's very, very, very easy to get caught up in the polls. We all have done it. We all look for a poll and it says, our team is ahead, yay, or our team is behind, boo. And then about an hour later, another poll comes out. It says just the exact opposite. So you can't get too high or too low with these things. You have to just kind of take them as they come. That being said, I think the Madison Square Garden rally for the Republican team may go down in history as like the biggest Leon Lett goal line fumble in history. I don't know if Trump is headed for a victory, But from the polls that I heard talked about on the news this afternoon, and take this with a grain of salt and go do your own reading on it, it seems like there's been a little bit of an effect of that rally, if you will call it that, at Madison Square Garden. And it seems like the effect was not good for the GOP. I don't know what to tell you. We can hope that if the, racism on display, and it really was racism on display, let's not sugarcoat it, did not put people off from supporting their candidate. Maybe the sexual abuse judgments would. If the sexual abuse judgments didn't do it, maybe it's the 34 felonies with many more trials still to be adjudicated. Regardless of whether it got thrown out of court or not, the man kept classified nuclear secrets in his bathroom. There's no way that is acceptable for a president. Every day, basically, there's something that under normal circumstances, most people would find completely and totally disqualifying. But for some reason, we are here. 50.5, 49.5. I don't know. People like reality TV, an awful lot. And I guess they want the show, and mix in not just the, candidate that the Democrats have nominated, which is kind of a magnet for misogyny and racism, and you get a very nasty mix of the campaign environment. It's been interesting, the playbook for Trump is kind of running out of things to call people. Low IQ individual. She's a very low IQ individual. What do you think he's talking about there? I don't know. There's a whole pseudoscience field of race-based IQ studies that have been thoroughly debunked. But, that's not a dog whistle. That's just racism, And so, here's where we find ourselves. Couple nights to go, a weekend ahead. If you're not out door knocking, maybe you could phone bank. And if you're not out phone banking, I wanted to share with you an app that I think can be very helpful for this kind of thing. And I've already seen some suggestions that it is helpful. So let me see if I can share this app with you, then we can take a look at it together. This app is called, I believe it's, let me see. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put on the glasses just to make sure I don't mess this up. Swipe Blue is the name of the app. And I believe I can even show it to y'all like, stand by, this. We go there, and then there's the app. We double click, and there it goes. Swipe Blue. So what is the deal with Swipe Blue? What does it do? Well, here's how Swipe Blue can help you. What it shows you are opportunities to contact people who are in competitive swing states, competitive races, competitive, ballot measures, all manner of things. And what you do is, and this does involve a little bit of trust, but this app came to me via the very talented Sharon Lord Greenspan, who was on our last episode talking about ways to organize for the election. And so I'm down. I'll give this a shot. And already I've contacted some of the people in my life. What it does is it asks for permission to look at your contacts. And then it cross-checks that against the voting records that are publicly available in every state. Now, when you register to vote, maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but you are publicly listed in a database as a registered voter. Your name, probably parts of your address, and party affiliation. Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. Green, peace and freedom. Big fan of Ron Paul. Whatever it is, you get listed. So here you can go through the Swipe Blue app, and as you can see, it tells me I have 5 contacts who are in Arizona. I've got 4 contacts in New York, so I can text them a reminder to vote for a Democratic House. I don't have any contacts in Little Rock, unfortunately, but I've got 6 contacts in Florida. So, this is the kind of app where, instead of sending text messages from campaigns to people, which I think we're all, sick of. I think we're all pretty well done with the texts from the various organizations. I know I am, certainly. But a text from a friend? Well, that's different. Now, the Swipe Blue people claim that they get a 30 to 1 more success ratio than a cold text from a campaign. That people are 30 times more likely, I think, to return a message from a friend than they are to respond to a campaign thing. I'm just going to tell you, I'm having a very high percentage of responses. And that has been very gratifying. And so, even people that you think are, locked in, have a voting plan, are ready to go, you don't know. And they may not. And so that's why it's important, I think, at this time to do every single little thing we can do to help, as I say in the intro to the show, preserve American democracy. Because I think that is what it's coming down to. I think we have a candidate who has been pretty clear, one of the candidates who's been pretty clear about his plans, whether we like it or not. I'm going to go ahead for not. I'm a not on that. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. A man could easily win. And so these last couple days, I really want to challenge anyone who is watching, this stream to ask yourself, what did you do to help preserve democracy today? I've been sending letters to voters in swing states. I've obviously given some money, and I've texted friends. I'm not strong at door knocking, so I'm not like, there's like buses you can get on here in Los Angeles and go to Nevada or go to Arizona and just knock away and they'll pay for the whole thing. But it's a little too much for me. I'm going to stick with what I can do. And so what I can do is try to get people to vote in these key districts where we need voters. And an app like this very nice Swipe Blue app, I think, is a good start. It shows you very easy ways to get in touch with your peeps, such as they are. Let's see. Take a look at the frequently asked questions if you want. Can I encourage my friends to use Swipe Blue? Absolutely. Why not? I'm encouraging my friends right now. Who's behind Swipe Blue? It's a product of Democrats.com, which was launched in 2000 as the original online news and community site for progressive activists. We stand for jobs, justice, healthcare, education, the environment, and peace. Supported by great progressive partners, so we never ask for donations. Wow. Well, already you've got my vote. Privately owned, not controlled by the Democratic Party or politicians or donors or special interests. All right. Let's see. Some more just like privacy policy things and stuff. Look, like I said, in an era of privacy, allowing them to kind of match up your, I got 3 really good contacts so far that have responded out of the ones that I've sent. Let's keep going. It's nothing, but 1,000 nothings add up to something, right? Like I do this, and 3 people who see this do this, and 3 people who see them do it. It's a real easy strategy for these last couple days. So I really want to encourage you all to go out and take a look. The stakes of this election obviously are high, quite high, as a matter of fact. There are people out there who are really kind of in, not mortal peril, but there will definitely be some life-altering changes in America should one side or the other persevere or win the election. I think we've reached the point in America where we're at the end of this battle between the Democrats and MAGA. This very much feels like the final showdown. Are we going to be a country that moves forward, or is there going to be one more? And I thought in 2016 it was it, but maybe in 2024 it would be it. Last dying spasm of racism, misogyny, old white guys trying to hold on to power, doing whatever they can to corrupt or pervert the election system, the justice system. Who knows? I do know that I remember what it was like from 2017 to 2021. And I do remember that more than 1 million people died. Flat out. More than 1 million. I also know it didn't have to be that many. It really didn't. But we had an anti-scientific ignoramus in the White House. That made a difference. The people who were trying to do their jobs well weren't able to. It was obviously a very tricky disease, and I'm not saying that if Hillary had won, we would have, escaped clean. Nobody in the world escaped clean, but it didn't have to be as bad as it was. And more than 1 million people died. And that is a lot of people to be asking for forgiveness for killing, right? So if you if you are one of those people like, hey, look, 1 million people, yeah, 1 million people died, and this guy was in charge. Well, it's not my fault, he said. It may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. I mean, would we accept that answer from anyone else? No. So you mix together all of these potent things, and I think it's pretty clear what direction I'm leading. And I want to encourage you to think very, very hard about your vote as well. Speaking of 2017 to 2021, I do remember it. And so I've created a little Lollapalooza-style poster that I wanted to share with you guys. You can download it, print it out. That's what the QR code is for. You can give it a little scan and download your own copy. Share with your friends if you want. Maybe we can get this bad boy going viral. But here it is. Now, this is the Trump tour 2024, 2025. And as you can see, we've got all manner of things on tap here. Lots of things. Not many of them are good. Starting on election day, whining and crying. Oh, yes, I'm sure. Whining and crying. By the way, please note the lineup is subject to change pending the election outcome. Absolutely. Completely and totally subject to change. We can cancel this whole thing. Injustice for All is playing a set. Red Scare, Ren Fair, they're really good. I've enjoyed some of their stuff. Shithole Symphony will be there, along with the Couch Fuckers. Well, listen. They've ever since they, dropped that remix album, I don't know. Nepotism Incorporated, that's a good one. Vampire Choir, 34 Counts. Get it? I like that one. It's one of my favorites. Vampire Choir, 34 counts. Then let's see. Who else we got coming in? January 6th, it's Capital Battle, with featuring Stop the Steal, The World's Trash Can, Bone Saws in Harmony. Oh, that'll be an interesting act. The Pussy Grabbers, yes. Who can forget? They're fantastic. Classified Bathroom Reading. Oh, The Musk of a Racist. The Musk of a Racist. Well, that will be an interesting one. The Disgraced Seals are also playing. That's they are really disgraced. One of my other favorites is also on day 2, The Dumb Sons of Bitches. Well, that's, they put on a great show. They're a little like Guar, I think. And then, of course, January 20th, Democracy is Dead. The Fourth Reich will do a set. Daddy Dictator is on the bill. Suckers and Losers. Guy Liner. Oh, my goodness. That guy. Don't even get me started about, the king of Guy Liner. Brandon Let's Go is playing. Well, that's nice. It's good to see Brandon Let's Go is still getting booked. Cannons Can't Lose Court. Well, that's a fun one. The Responsibility Evaders featuring Shaggy. Does anyone get that? It wasn't me. And then, of course, the Gestapo Taylor's version. That's a great act. You should really take a look at it. Novak's Return of the Mumps. They're playing. And then, of course, later it's a DJ set from Kid Rock. A DJ set, just a DJ set from Kid Rock. Want to see all your old faves return? You decide if this lineup is coming to your town. Make a voting plan at vote.org. I do not want to see all these bands return, frankly. I don't want to see them return unfrankly. Frankly, I'm done with these. And I'm tired of them. And I am ready for them to go away. We are not going back, my friends. We are not going back, as someone once famously said. So yeah, scan the QR code if you want a copy of your very own festival poster. You can download it, post it to your socials, share with your friends, or don't. Look, who am I to tell you what to do? But this is a pretty fun lineup, I think. And I think we're all looking forward to seeing, especially on day 1, that Couchfucker set. That's going to be top notch. I just know it. And so that is it. Your Friday night democracy party. I am a fan of democracy. I hope you are too. And I hope that together we will do something. The name of this podcast or vidcast or stream is Red, White, and Do Something. Originally sponsored by patriotic flavors of Mountain Dew, such as Freedom Fusion. Freedom Fusion, ladies and gentlemen. The Mountain Dew that fuses freedom and sugar together in one great taste. Freedom Fusion, for when you feel like you need some freedom and you need it in the form of a can of Mountain Dew. This is tonight's Red, White, and Dew primary sponsor. I'm going to give that as a matter of fact, let's try it right now. What does freedom taste like? We'll find out. All right. It's the first time I've ever had this, by the way. These all came out around the 4th of July. I've been saving them in the refrigerator all this time because I knew that the election was coming and these would be great election-themed stream topics. Freedom Fusion. All right. Well, let's see. There's some other stuff here. What is... Okay, here we go. Let's see. Tastes like America. And pineapple. Has a little bit of a pineapple taste. Not going to lie. Do they claim that it has any flavor? Let's see. No, it just says new. It does say something down there. Because I am 75 years old, I have 2 types of glasses. Thank you. Dew with a blast of lemonade and peach flavor. Well, it tasted pineapple-y to me. Lemonade and peach and Mountain Dew fused together in the name of freedom. It's not bad. I'm not going to lie. It's not bad. Let me try it again. Let's see if I taste that peach a little more. It's that thing where, like, if you know what you're, like, tasting, it will taste a little different, maybe. Yeah. No, there's that peach right there. Woo! Lemonade, peach, and Mountain Dew for a Friday night. Hey, Daddy will be up playing Call of Duty very late. So anyhow, that's probably just about it for tonight. There's some other stuff. I mean, we could take a look at, but I don't know. It's like super duper crazy. Some of the things that are out there. I did, let me see if I can share one or two more things with you. Just because I think we've all enjoyed this. I am I'm trying to contribute to the downfall of Elon Musk's X, but I'm not doing a very good job at it because I'm not a fan anymore. Was a fan back in the day, but with his politics and craziness and ketamine use and lying about technology so often, it's like, yes, the cars will all be able to drive themselves in 1 year, he said in 2016. Yes, we'll be on Mars by 2030 if Trump wins. I'll take you there. No, we will not be on Mars by 2030, and you will not take us there. Plus all this recent stuff about he talks regularly with Vladimir Putin and, helps out by denying satellite coverage to some people. Something like that. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. But anyhow, James Austin Johnson, I think, posted this winner. It's kind of funny because, well, you'll see why in a second. Screen share. Let's see what we got here. Can we screen share? There we go. And I don't think it's screen shared. I'll try again. I'll keep trying until it works. Don't worry. Can you get copyright strikes for Hum singing the Andy Griffith Show theme? I hope not. All right, we'll try this one more time. Screen share. Screen share that one. Let's see if we can make that full screen. Whoop. No, hold on. Let's see if we can save the good stuff. Choose what it will screen share. Yes, I've chosen. Share. There we go. I hope you're all are seeing it. Maybe. Ah, there we go. Are we seeing it? I don't think we're seeing it for some reason. I don't know. Boy, it's a long way to go to find out the store's closed. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't that show up? Let me try one more time. Still testing out the software. This is all done on the web via a software platform called Restream. I like it very much. I like, it's much more reliable, I think, than some of the other live streaming software I've tried before, like OBS, which is kind of the current standard for most people. OBS, open broadcasting software, used by streamers and cursed at by streamers everywhere for years and years and years. It does allow you a little finer control of stuff, but it's just not as, this is pretty easy to set up. But what I have found is that I want to do like TV style things, like talking over videos and, having more kind of granular control over the sources that end up on the screen. And this is not the platform for that. Restream is very good for the basics and not so good on other stuff. No, what about screen share? How about a screen share? Who wants a screen share? Share. Okay. Why does it show up? I don't know, Poppy. I'm sharing it. Do I need to do this? What do I need to do else? Screen share not working tonight. Okay. Well, we tried. Stop sharing. Blah, blah, blah. What about? Oh, now I see the button. Let's try this. Try that. That's what. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. I see. It's not really a screen share. It's a different type of share. Anyhow, James Austin Johnson of Saturday Night Live posted this on the socials saying everybody does his Trump now, which I think is hilarious.
In terms of computer, I would say he's probably about as good as you get. And, you know, I watched that big rock. Elon Musk told me he's the greatest. I would say, you got to say, in terms of computer, I would say he's probably about as good as you get.
Yeah. In terms of computer, he is about as good as you get, isn't he? He's pretty good. You know, he's pretty good. Oh my God, the man. I don't know. And then of course there's the video I'm sure we all saw, right? The video from last night where he's talking about, you know, the vice president of the United States. Let's take a look. You know, I mean, it's kind of scary, but it is what it is, and it's important for us to see it for what it is. So if you haven't seen it, here it is.
And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know,
when the guns are trained on her face. A lot of people on the online, very. He wasn't talking about a firing squad. Oh, no. He was talking about what if you put her on a battlefield and she was facing enemy soldiers? That's what he was talking about. He was threatening her life that way, not the firing squad way. You know, if you want to say she's chicken, say she's chicken. Don't indulge in your fantasies about, you know, rifles in her face. This is what I'm talking about when I say, I think the message is finally starting to break through. This man is not well, and he hasn't been well for a very long time. And if our modern mass media had done half the job covering him, if they had done a quarter of the job covering him and his age-related dementia and or infirmities or mental lapses or 39-minute dance parties as they did Joe Biden, I think we'd be in a different place. And I don't agree. I can't believe that it's the same old, you know, the media people, you know, loved the Trump era because there was so much to report. It was all craziness, and they all got book deals, and they all became MSNBC celebrities or CNN celebrities, and, you know, they want to go back to that. That's why they do it. Is it? I don't know. You know, after the 50,000th New York Times shading of something deeply in Trump's direction, I think there's something more going on. And I don't want to say there's a deep state at the New York Times. I want to say there's a business interest at the New York Times that has filtered down in ways that perhaps the reporters and the people on the front lines don't even realize. There was a great book a while back called, what was it called? I'll think of it while we're talking. But it was about like sports assumptions. It was like the Freakonomics of sports, right? It was kind of like it was going to take a look at all those things. Like, does defense really win championships? So, sports, let's see. And that was called, let me just, I'll track it down. Don't worry. Yeah. It was and one of the things they looked at was does a home crowd influence baseball umpires? And the answer was yes, frankly. frankly, that umpires are human, and they react to external stimuli like anybody. If they realize that by throwing their arm out and calling a dramatic strike three, they will be rewarded with 50,000 people screaming and chanting their name, or screaming and chanting, not their name, of course, but just, a celebratory woo, then subtly, subconsciously, the methodologies found that, yes, there is a subtle bias towards the home team, measurable. Oh man, now it's killing me. I used to know the name of this book right off the top of my head, but of course, get on the live stream and I was like, whoa. And I didn't, this was not a prepared, I don't have a rundown here, people. We're just talking about what's in my brain, and it's not good. Let's take a look. It was, are we ever, yeah, Scorecasting. That's the name of the book. There we go. Let me see if I can call it up for you. Because it's a great book. Great book. And how does it apply here? Well, I think it might apply just in that it, let's see. It might apply in the same way amongst our major media, is kind of what I'm getting at. Let's take a look, see if we can call that up. Yeah, Scorecasting. The hidden influences between how sports are played and games are won. A great book by Tobias Moskowitz and John Wertheim. John's a great writer. You may know a lot of his other stuff. Into Thin Air, I believe, was his, and some others. But this book, even if you're a non-sports fan, is really interesting because it does kind of get into the psychology of, why people behave the way they do, which is, but just through a kind of a sports perspective. So, I think the same thing may be happening in some of our mass media, where we have a subtle bias towards equalization. The equal race is good for, keeping people guessing, keeping the twists. There's no way to, properly, add up all the polls and kind of find out what's going on. Oh, the polling average is the new hot stuff. I don't know. I don't know if the polling average is the new hot stuff. I don't know if the polling averages are going to work this time. Might not. Going to find out Tuesday. Who do you think is going to win? And when do you think we're going to know? Drop a note in the chat if you care to venture a guess to that. Oh, sounds like the family's home. Very exciting. So I guess I better wrap up. Yikes. Hi, guys. Oh, they are home. Hi, I'm doing the thing right now. Yeah, I'm doing a thing. No, there wasn't a game. We're talking politics. Politics. I know. Crazy. Give me 2 minutes to wrap up. All right. Thank you.
Bye, people.
Hi. Yes. So yeah, there they are, the lovely children. Love them so much. Yeah, so I think we're going to know on early Wednesday morning. I'm pretty confident that we will have a decisive outcome. I'm leaning one direction, but I'm not going to tell you which direction. I'll tell you which direction. Harris. I think that the thing that really got under the right wing's craw this week was the, women can vote and not tell their husbands. Ooh, I thought that was just awesome. They can vote however they want to, and it's not really up to their husbands to vote for them or to demand they vote a certain way. And I think the Roe effect is still very large. I think women were very, very surprised and disturbed when all of a sudden rights that they had thought had been established 50 years ago were taken away. And they were. So for everyone who says, oh, well, what rights did he take away? He didn't do anything his first time. He's going to be fine the second time. We can survive it. Well, also had a Supreme Court decision late this afternoon, or yesterday, I guess, maybe late yesterday afternoon, on Virginia's plan to start, just kicking people off the voting rolls a couple days before the election. And all of the appeals court said, no, the law says very clearly 90 days before an election is the last time you can do that. If you start kicking people off now, some people have already voted. Some people haven't. It's completely unfair. No. And guess what happened? The Republicans took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, of course you can kick people off. Please. What is this 90-day law that you keep talking about? No. And Justice Alito gave them a reason. I'll leave it to others to determine if that's a good reason or not. But it seemed, I saw Lawrence Tribe today posting about how it was a pretty cut and dried, clear case of them just deciding to ignore the law as written and make it up themselves. I'm tired of that. I don't want any more, we'll just make it up however we want to do. I like the old Supreme Court where precedent mattered, or logic or expertise or reasoning, any of those things. And I think we're much more likely to end up with new Supreme Court justices who share my value of those things if we elect Kamala Harris. And so this is my plea. It's part of me doing everything I can do to help save democracy. It's asking y'all to please get out there. Please vote. And if you have not voted, or if you intend to vote, take a friend. Many states have same-day registration. You can make a plan to vote at vote.org. You can use the texting app we talked about, Swipe Blue, to reach out and activate other Democratic voters, or perhaps, send a friendly message of trying to convince to voters who are registered in a different direction. And trust me, you'll find out some of your friends are registered in ways that you were unaware of. You'll be like, wait, what? Yes, it's true. And yeah, do what you can do, because it's all hands on deck. We're going to run through the tape. It's going to be a very, very, very close race. And the last thing you want to do is wake up on Wednesday morning to, if only I'd called 10 more people. And if 1 million people say, if only I'd called 10 more people, that's 10 million calls. So we need to get going. It's not too late. And you can still red, white, and do something. We'll check back in as events warrant over the weekend. But for now, I'll leave you with the inspirational words of our former First Lady. Thanks so much for watching tonight. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a great weekend. Get out there and do something.
It's up to us to remember what Kamala's mother told her. Don't just sit around and complain. Do something. So if they lie about her, and they will, we've got to do something. If we see a bad poll, and we will, we got to put down that phone and do something. If we start feeling tired, if we start feeling that dread creeping back in, we got to pick ourselves up, throw water on our face, and what?
Slightly silly.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Slightly silly.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Slightly silly.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Other sausage.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
You poll no votes at all.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Bugger all.
Not. Not. Not.
Kill him, Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kill him, Phillips Bong.
Kevin Phillips Bong.
Kill him, Phillips Bong.